We are in Miami, Florida, trying an Italian inflatable boat, the ZAR 87 Welldeck.
The
boats of Formenti ZAR are recognized at first glance due to their use of fiberglass. That on this model is even more evident.
Actually,
the main feature of this and other ZAR models are the specially designed hull, the convertibility of the spaces, and the use of each nook and cranny on deck. Where should we begin? Well, we are in Miami. This is a great place to sail, okay? That's enough looking at our surroundings. Let's take a look at the deck. The stern area is set up with sofas to comfortably sit 6 people around a teak table, which is appropriately rounded so it's easier to pass by. And it becomes a sunbathing area, 2.5 meters by 1.5 meters, where the back of the pilot seat becomes a headrest. At the bow there is no tube, so you can take better advantage of the space, and with its higher sides the passengers are better protected. The meticulous care with which these projects are managed is shown by the use of appropriate protected spaces for all moving parts. The mobile kitchen is equipped for dining on board. There is a refrigerator, a 2-burner stove, a sink, a cutting board, but the countertop is a bit too low. The stern area can be shaded with a sun awning, and there is also the tent for nautical camping. But if you'll be more comfortable in the cabin, the bed is 2 meters by 1.5. The bathroom is in a separate room, but the most interesting aspect is the interior ceiling height, which is about 2 meters in the entrance hallway. At midships there is a forward-facing love seat which offers 2 more seats. To sunbathe on the bow, it is necessary to use the extension to make a very large area where you can relax. Inflatables are a little easier to maneuver than ships. Can they pass under the bridge? The forward hold is arranged with a false bottom that allows you to access the equipment that is used less frequently in the bilge, while the upper part is used for objects that should remain dry. The aft bay has 2 entrances, one through the hatch underneath the seat for quick access. The other, which is more comfortable, is found by reversing the whole couch, allowing you to squeeze into the space. Then there are 5 useful storage compartments in the sides. But that's not all, because there is also a compartment at the crown. Now, before we head out to the open sea and begin measuring the performance, I would like to tell you about what happens below while we are sailing. Of course, the explanation might not interest you, so if you get bored, you can concentrate on the skyline instead, which, here in Miami, isn't bad. Now imagine how the stem cuts the water that flows along the hull and arrives in the tunnels, where it remains trapped. In this way, when the hull would normally dip while passing from wave to wave, the trapped water pressure supports it. On the contrary, when the hull pulls up, there is less water, so less pressure, and that prevents the hull from rising and exiting the wave. In short, there is less pitching. It is more stable. It's a stroke of genius. Actually, all hulls exploit this system using skates, but here on the ZAR, with these tunnels, the effect is more obvious. Today we should enjoy ourselves, not only because of where we are, but also because we have 2 200 horsepower outboard engines. They are the latest model from Suzuki. It's enough to give just a touch of acceleration, and we're planing 11.5 knots. The hull is already stable on the water. There are a few waves, and the further I move away from Miami, the more they grow. This is the best way to try this boat. There is a lot of wind, and the spray sometimes, you see, passes around us. It is very stable in regards to pitching, as I had assumed. And as for the rolling, well, until this gate, 25 knots, the tubes control it very well. Let's give it a little more gas. When I accelerate, the horses take off. We are at 35 knots. It is comfortable, easy to drive, you don't need a great deal of experience, and it's really enjoyable. It behaves quite well during turns. Obviously, since the increase of the tubular speed moves away from the surface, you have to accept a certain angle of heel. But it is not at all bothersome or uncomfortable. Good, now here the waves are higher, full speed, and raise the trim. We are already out of sight. There are the propellers, a little short. The speed is 40 knots. If that's not fast enough, since I know that there is always someone who wants to go faster than others, know that this boat can instead mount two 300 horsepower outboard engines. I have tried also that model, and I touched 51 knots. In short, if you want to fly, you can. The ZAR 87 Welldeck is a high-quality product. Inevitably, it reflects it in the price, but I assure you, it's well worth it.